Welcome to Dutch Girl, Myrtle Beach. Crime has a ripple effect. It affects the entire community, not just the victim and the criminal. Crime destabilizes communities. It causes fear and mistrust. It often has a clear connection to ongoing tensions or mistrust present within the community and in the community's connection to the outside world. Crime is a sensitive topic because of the egregious abuse of human rights and liberties that it entails. Approaching crime and victims with sensitivity and with a willingness to tell the truth regardless of circumstances is what can allow healing to begin for communities impacted by traumatic events. These are the rules for this chat discussion. Do not harass, threaten, or do anything to another chatter or panel guest that is unwanted. This means do not attack their character, race, heritage. Do not dox. If you disagree with someone, respond to the subject, not the person. There is no place on this channel where hate speech will be tolerated. Please do not cause derision in the chat and disrupt the flow of chat in this live stream. This live stream is for adults only. That means 18 and over. Do not impersonate another chatter or a moderator on this channel. If you are caught, you will be permanently banned from this channel. Anyone coming in and harassing, doxing, or threatening my panel guest will be immediately banned from this channel. Anyone caught bashing the Dutch Girl Myrtle Beach moderators will be immediately timed out and banned from this channel. Engage with empathy in this live stream. Treat all other chat participants respectfully, even when you disagree. A heated argument does not lead to constructive discussion. Report harmful behavior. If a user is insulting others, making violent threats, or violating the chat rules, report them to a moderator rather than engaging in direct confrontation. The moderators will handle it. Stick to the facts. Use credible sources like news articles, police reports, and court documents. The goal is to inform, not to spread misinformation. Avoid speculation, especially in unsolved cases. Spreading unfounded theories can be highly disrespectful to victims and their families. It can also distract from ongoing investigations. Do not glorify criminals or violence. This includes refraining from expressing romantic or admiring sentiments towards perpetrators. Such glorification diminishes the victims and the severity of the crime. Focus on the social impact. Discussions can be more productive if they focus on systemic issues related to a case, such as failures in the criminal justice system or broader societal problems. My name is Dutchess, and this is Dutch Girl Myrtle Beach. I'm from South Carolina. I'm a podcaster. I talk about true crime, corruption going on in South Carolina. I also make missing flyers for missing people all around the United States. I appreciate you being here. I hope you'll consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, hit that notification bell if you want to receive future updates on my live streams and videos. Make sure you got your notepads and your pens and your tinfoil hats. Buckle up, the Dutch bus is getting ready to leave the station.
Feeling good, like I should. When in dark, walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best. Yeah, hey, every day can be a better day despite the challenge. All you gotta do is leave it better than you found it. It's gonna get difficult to stand, but hold your balance. I just say whatever, cause there is no way you're around it. Everyone falls down sometime, but you just gotta know you wake up and nothing works, you feel surrounded. Gotta give your feet some gravity to get you grounded. Keep good things inside your ears just like the waves and sound it. And just say whatever, cause there is no way you're grounded. Everyone falls down sometimes, but you just gotta know it'll all be fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best. Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best.
Warning. This episode contains content that may be disturbing or sensitive to listeners. Discretion is advised.
Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Dutchess, and this is where we talk about true crime, missing cases. We do some cooking, we do some chatting. I appreciate y'all taking time on this Sunday evening to join us for Tyler Doyle, Recapping the Truth. This is part 3. If you guys have not already seen part 1 and part 2, we have dropped a lot of information on those live streams about this case. So please make sure you go over and watch those streams so you can catch up to where we are today. My special guest again tonight is AJ Always Something. Y'all say hey to AJ. Thank you for being here. How are you doing?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I appreciate all the mods being here. I'm going to go over to the chat and say hey to everybody real quick, and then we're going to dive in. I got a couple little things that I want to remind people of before we jump in and get started on this case. So I've got to go back up here because it looks like Allie has been a member for 25 months. Thank you so much, Allie, for supporting the channel for 25 months and for being a fantastic moderator. I appreciate you being here, Allie, and I hope all is going well with you. I haven't had a chance to catch up with you lately. I've had a lot going on. So thank you so much for supporting the Dutch Bus squad. And we also have Carrie. Carrie, thank you so much for being a member for 21 months on the Dutch Bus squad. Yay! And Carrie, you just joined over in the Discord, so thank you for doing that, and I'll get you added in as soon as we get a chance. I think Michelle is going to be a little bit late. She's still out running the streets doing some things, but we'll get you added in as soon as we can. Remember, guys, if you're a member of the top 3 tiers and you come over to our private Discord, you do have to read the rules and leave a green check that you agree to abide by the rules before we can let you into the moon. And you also got to drop your YouTube channel link for us. You can do that in the, what is the chat over there? Trying to think what it's called. The introduce yourself chat. I think Carrie actually did that. So if you've joined over there on the Discord, make sure that you give us the link to your YouTube channel so that we'll be able to have that. And then Trixie, thank you for becoming a new member of the Dutch Bus squad. I really appreciate you guys supporting. That really means the world to me. So we're going to play our little Dutch Bus.
Seatbelts, everyone! Double Dutch bus coming down the street.
That's our crazy bus. Thank you guys for joining us. I really appreciate it so very much. And we appreciate all the subscribers too. I see a lot of wonderful people have come over here to watch the stream tonight. There's the Duke. Appreciate you being here, babe. Appreciate you supporting. Hey, Dreams, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Hope you're doing good. I think I saw, who else did I see in here? There's Hannah. Hey, Hannah. And there's Shauna. Hey, Shauna. I hope you're doing good. There's Elizabeth. Hey, Miss Elizabeth. We got Roxy. How you doing, Roxy? SS Contracting. It's good to see you. I don't know. YouTube keeps messing me up. Sometimes it'll do the ats and sometimes it'll give your name. I don't, it confuses me. It changes all the time how they have this thing set up. Hannah said, I've been discombobulated all day today. Clocks went backwards in the UK and I didn't know, so I've been lost all day. I think our clocks actually change back this coming weekend on Sunday, November the 2nd. So for all the people in the US that have to change their clocks back, November 2nd, make sure you write that down. Hey, Bobo, in the grocery store. So you
Arizona don't change their clocks.
Well, y'all are lucky. Y'all are lucky. Because I wish we didn't have to change our clocks for real. But Bobo, thank you so much for listening in while you're in the grocery store. I hope all is well with you. Who else we got here in the house tonight? We got the Nightbot here. Nightbot says, this is my digital house. Act accordingly. Respect other users. Debate is encouraged, and you can be assertive without being aggressive. Thank you, Nightbot. He also says, use common sense. Ain't y'all got no home training? That's right. Exactly right. Don't forget to punch that like button. It's a free way to support this channel. Who else we got here in the house before we get started? We got Matthew Silly AF. Hadn't seen you in a while, Matthew. I hope you're doing well. Hope all is good with you. A lot is going on, y'all. We have a lot of people talking about this Lauren Matthias, John Matthias situation. So there's a lot of people live about that. So I do appreciate you guys taking the time to come over while we actually talk about real victims and real situations that need attention, because I don't consider Lauren Matthias and Hidden True Crime a victim. I consider that just a bunch of crybaby bullshit that we don't have time for. So let those people go over there and talk about all that mess, because that's not what we do over here. She'll ruin her own channel her own way, and I don't have to be about it. So it's good to see you, SS Contracting. How you been doing? He says, hey, everyone. Hope everyone is doing good. It's great to hear your voice again, Duchess. Well, we appreciate you being here. Shauna, thank you for becoming a new member. Welcome to the Dutch Bus Squad. We're so happy to have you. Elizabeth says, Carrie, I'm a Panther fan since I live outside Charlotte, North Carolina. I don't watch that much NFL. I'm mainly a college football girl, and Georgia had a bye week this week. But I tell you what, after I watched Alabama pull off that touchdown in the fourth quarter against the Gamecocks, I was so disappointed. I was hoping the Gamecocks was going to beat Alabama. Listen, Row to Row, if you're out there listening, you know I loves you. But that was a nail biter. We were watching it. We went out to dinner last night, and my gracious, I tell you, Chico, thank you for being here. I hope you're having a good night. Allie says, ugh, I hate the time change. I sleep enough. Allie is the nap queen. That is for sure. That is for sure. Hey, Dragon Classy, I'm glad to see you here. I hope you're doing good. Hey, Kimberly from Western North Carolina. I hope you're doing good. Yeah, I think it was talked about, but it actually wasn't passed, Allie. You're right. Yeah, they did talk about keeping the time like all together, but hey, Lola Wants, it's good to see you. Thank you for joining us tonight. You're over the Lauren Matthias drama? Yeah, me too. I'm burnt out. Like, I mean, what more can I say? I've seen so much. I'm just like, it is what it is. I'm not subscribed. Don't really care at this point. Like, we got to keep focused on what we're doing. And that is shining a light on these cases that have gone unsolved, where there is corruption, where families are still seeking answers. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to get the job done, and we're going to stay on task with that while everybody else goes and does whatever they're going to do. And maybe they'll be able to catch us on the replay. So, Kara Ladd, thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad to see you. I hope you're doing good. Who else we got here in the house? Is this at night drunken intelligence, Aries? I tell you what, every time you change your name, you are cracking me up. You are representing. Well, I'm glad to see you here, Aries. I hope all is well. Yeah, Florida, Georgia next week. It's gonna be something else. Oh, here comes SS Contract and Roll Tide Roll. I knew somebody was gonna come in and say that. Hey, Matthew, it's good to see you. I hope you're doing good. Hope all is well. Miss Bernadette, how are you doing? It's good to see you. I hope you're well. Aries, boo tide boo. Listen, that was actually a really good game. I thought the Gamecocks were going to pull it off, but turns out it didn't happen that way. So let me jump into a couple things that I want to tell you before we get started. Just because Chico's here in chat.
Do you guys get my drift? Do y'all get what I'm smoking? Do you pick up what I'm putting down?
I'm not smoking what you smoking. Because I don't know what the fuck you smoking.
What a day. I'm a loser.
Yeah. Still to this day, you're a loser. Sorry. But I mean, it is what it is. These people out here be doing crazy stuff. And
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Yes. Go ahead. We're gonna have to get.
What the hell was that?
Listen, you ain't been over here on YouTube enough, but the people in the chat know. The people in the chat.
Is that who I think it was? Is that who we were talking about earlier?
No, that's not who we were talking about earlier. This is another YouTube creator who does the same thing. She puts lawsuits on people, and she ain't got a leg to stand on. Well, she got one leg to stand on, but the other one's not doing so hot. Yeah, listen, this place is like, I mean, it's a dumpster fire. It's a dumpster fire. She says she's true crime, but really it's just it's a damn shame. Chico says, my mama taught me if you didn't see them roll it, you better not smoke that shit. That's exactly daggone right.
I know that's right.
Shauna likes Michigan. I hope Michigan's having a good year. Dragon, Trixie, y'all know. Hey, Kay Kanuga. I heard that BJ got struck by Queen Bee, and it's probably because she was not transforming her live stream. Listen, if you're going to share somebody else's live stream, you got to transform it. You got to stop it and talk about it. Not talk about if you need to go make your man a plate or how you got to babysit him and all that stuff. Like, you can't be doing all that. You know? So, yeah, it's a damn mess out here. It's just the way it is. So I had to play that. So are you popping up on another stream? AJ, are you here? Did you pop up again? Did I lose you? Hang on, let me see. Are there two of you up here?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me get rid of this other one. What happened?
Do you see me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't see you. I see your camera's off, but you don't have your little icon thing.
Oh. Because I can't see the chat from my phone, so I had to get on my computer.
Oh, okay. Well, do your thing. Do your thing. And don't forget, guys, if you were gifted a membership to the Dutch Bus, when people give away memberships, and listen, we appreciate y'all joining the Dutch Bus. If you ever get gifted a membership, remember to renew your membership at the end of the month to continue your perks, and make sure that you thank the person that gifted a membership to you. I always try to remind people, because we really do appreciate it when people come over and support the channel. Hey, Cash, appreciate you rolling in late. Did you get your late slip? Did you present it to the mods? Did you bring your late slip, Cash? I appreciate you being here. So let me tell you, I just had to play that clip because one of my other creator friends, Earth, she sent me the
What a day. I'm a loser.
She sent me that, and so I had to add it because it was just so damn cute. I also wanted to play this message from Viper, which was a clip from a live stream where he was on Earths, and he was talking about the work that we do covering these cases, and I wanted to play that for you guys. So this is just a minute clip, but I thought it was a very good message.
You guys, I appreciate what you do, Earth, and even you, Ewok, and a lot of you people on the side chats that have the channels Dutchess and Billy Belinda, Nonsense. You do a service that's not. It's a thankless job sometimes because you guys you're not doing it for money. And that's the key. That really is the key. It's not about money. It's about doing what's right, and it's hard because it's very easy to make the easy left turns on this platform than it is to make the hard rights. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why that saying is there.
Very correct.
So I do appreciate what you guys do because I know it's not fun, it's not easy, but it's a necessary thing. And Earth, I've been in some fights there, and they've taken its toll on me. They really, really, really. The goal of these people, folks, is to make you as miserable as they are.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's exactly right. And we appreciate Lightning Viper too. Those are some very, very wise things that he said. Like, listen, we don't do this for money. We do it because it's the right thing to do. And that's why we're doing it. So one more quick thing before we get started. We're having a Halloween bash. This is the 3rd annual Duke and Dutchie Halloween bash. We do this every year. This will be the 3rd year in a row. That's going to be this Friday at 10 p.m. There will be prizes, 1st, 2nd, and I think Nonsense is going to sponsor 3rd. We got a couple of different prizes. We're going to do cash apps. First place is going to be $50 and a tumbler. And Mind of Monster's sister, Drifty Rabbit, is going to be making the tumblers. This is a tumbler that she made for me for my Dutchess when I was doing Missing Flyers. She made this one for me right here with the Dutch bus on it. And so she's actually incorporated my new logo on these tumblers, and you will get a choice. You can get it in white with my Dutch Girl logo, or you can get it in black with my Dutch Girl logo on it. First prize is a $50 cash app with your choice of a white or a black tumbler with my logo. Second place is going to be $25 cash app with a choice of one of those color tumblers. And then third place is going to be a choice of a tumbler. And of course, you will have to give me your address. Well, you can give it to Drifty Rabbit and she can ship it directly to you. You can tell her what you want. And we're also going to have a member giveaway. Last year, we gave away some tumblers for the member live right before the Halloween live, and that person did not claim their tumbler. And this was the tumbler that I had made for them, this crime scene true crime addict tumbler, and it was never claimed. I gave them 6 months to respond, to give me their address so I could ship it to them, but they never gave it to me. So I still have this tumbler to give away, y'all. So if you're a member, we're going to give away, it's going to be members, and I'm going to have you guys we're going to have a drawing right before the Halloween live. It's going to be a members only, and you can win this true crime addict tumbler. And I think it comes with a straw also. So if you guys are interested in the Halloween party, please do come over. Listen, if you can't stay, we're just asking people come up, make sure they can see your costume really good. Tell us what your YouTube channel is and what your costume is. And Michelle and some of my mods, they're going to be keeping a list. And then we're going to have a straw poll after the live is over. I'm going to put that on my community wall. And we're going to let the community vote who has the best costumes. And based on the straw poll votes, that's how we're going to decide our winner. So it'll be fair. So we got to get the community to vote. If you want to come up, you don't have to stay on panel or anything like that. Come up, tell us your channel, show us your costume so everybody can get a good look at it, and they will have an opportunity to vote. And you can win yourself a prize. So, and this is a little video that I have on my shorts. And if you guys haven't seen it, make sure you go over there and watch it. This is about the Halloween bash. So. And that's it. So I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that we were doing that this Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's 9 Central. I guess that would be what, 8 Mountain Time or Pacific Time? I don't know. That's in your area, AJ. What's the time? What's the time frame out there on the West Coast? How does that work?
5:30 right now.
It's 5:30 out where you are? Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So let me get over here and see if we have any comments, any questions about the party before we jump into this. Let me see. Let me go back down here. Do we have to dress to win? Yes, in order to win the prize. Now, for the members, you don't have to dress. I'm just going to give away we're going to do a members only. All you have to do is, if you're a members, we're going to give away the True Crime Addict tumbler, and that is for members only. And you don't have to dress to win that. You just have to be a member. Elizabeth. So I hope you guys will come over. Allie says, Elizabeth, I won't be on panel this time because I'm being an inmate dressing for work, but that's kind of not untrue. Kidding. Your costume last year was so cute, Allie. Wait, what did Cash say? Elizabeth, just pull a spooky face. Oh my gosh, Cash. Is that what you're doing, Cash? Oh my gosh. Y'all need to at least come by. I think it'll be a lot of laughs. I'm sure we're going to have some very interesting costumes. And I will say that the Duke and I did go yesterday to pick up our costumes. And I think that it's going to be pretty funny. And y'all are going to laugh. And that's what it's about. We need to have a good time. Because I've been stressed out lately ever since I've had this has been a rough year, y'all. So we definitely need to have like some deep breaths where we can just, sit back and relax. Okay. Cash, you're doing too much in the comments now.
I gotta ask a question because now I'm getting irritated.
Okay, what?
How come everybody else can do the smiley faces, but I don't have no little thingies? I have to actually say LOL because I don't have them on my chat. Why?
If you're not a member, you don't have the special emojis. If you're a member to the channel, you have the special emojis. You mean like my LOL, like right here that I just dropped?
I don't even see yours just says Dutch LOL.
Yeah, but if you're looking on your phone, you'll be able to. It's on your keyboard, and if you're a member, you have these extra emojis that I have, and those are member emojis. There's there's a bus and a thank you and a crown and a drink and a dance person and a seatbelt and a heart and somebody and Smiley yelling Dutchess, Dutchess, Dutchess. We got the Duke wearing a crown and throwing some hearts, and the OG Steel Magnolia. There's Smiley with one eyebrow. I just dropped all the members emojis. It's going to look like it's saying something on StreamYard, but if you look on your phone, you'll be able to see, or if you're just watching this stream outside of Like if you're on another device and you're watching it on YouTube, or if you're watching it, you know, whether you're on your phone or your laptop, your tablet, you'll be able to see those emojis. And there's Cash yelling Dutchess in the chat. And those are members only. So if you join the membership, you'll be able to use the member only emojis. Yeah, it's just like something fancy schmancy for my members. Love you guys. So, Matthew, you're so welcome. It is a privilege and an honor to be able to stand up for what's right and to support the victims and their families and people that are going through these tough situations. So, Cash, that still cracks you up. It cracks me up too. Every time I hear Smiley say,
"Did y'all not see it? It was Dutchess. Did y'all not see it? It was Dutchess.
She gets in her feelings. She gets in her feelings when she talks about me. I think she's got a girl crush on me, just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right. So now that we've got our laughter and all of our little things out of the way that I needed to tell y'all about, the Halloween party and all of our little funny little things. I just wanted to make sure to remind y'all about the Halloween party, because I do hope y'all will come by. Even if you don't dress up, I think it'll be a fun time and it'll be a lot of laughs. So I do hope that you guys will join us on Friday at 10 for that. So, hey, Citizen Sleuth, it's good to see you. We're just getting ready to get started. So I appreciate y'all being here. Please do hit the like and share this live out, because we're going to be talking about part 3, Tyler Doyle's missing case. And tonight we're going to be looking at the phone logs. And this is really important, and AJ is going to school us on what it looks like to have phone logs that you create yourself versus phone logs that if you were to get digital forensics from the actual phone company, what that would actually look like. Hey, Tina, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. And Citizen Sleuth, like I said, it's good to see you. I hope all is well. Appreciate y'all being here. So what we're going to do to start out with, and remember, if you guys have not watched any of this, if you're new to this case, I'm going to show you where you can find all of these videos. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen right here, and I'm going to enlarge this so you guys can take a look at it. This is my YouTube channel right here, Dutch Girl Myrtle Beach. Of course, I go by Dutchess. And if you go over here, you can see here, this is home. And then here's a list of all my videos. And then we have shorts. That's all my short videos right here. And of course, here's a list of all the live streams. And that's where you can see, here's the Halloween bash that's upcoming. Here we are right here. We're live on this stream here. And then you can go right over here to the playlist. And these are all the different playlists that I have. We have a fun playlist. We have cooking, members only. And this is Tyler Doyle's playlist right here. And if you click on this playlist, this is a full playlist of all of the videos. There's 50 videos here about Tyler Doyle's missing case. So you can see there is part 2 and part 1 of the recap. We have a case summary, some short videos. We have the 2-year anniversary, his birthday. You can find everything you need to know about this case, statements, the 911 conspiracy, the FOIA requests, the hidden truth, the billboards. AJ's on most of these videos. You can see the day trips that we've taken, the flyers, news articles. The very first time that Shay came and spoke with us 2 years ago on this platform. Some of these videos are members only, like the phone call repository, the search for the waiters, some very important conversations. This is where you will find all of the important information about Tyler Doyle is on this playlist. So if you need to get caught up about this case, that is the place where you can find it right there. So make sure that you know where to go find all of those things. Cash, you've watched a lot of them. Well, thank you. I appreciate you doing that. I really appreciate it because I know the family really appreciates it because we've done a lot of work in this case. And when I say we, I mean me, AJ, a lot of people in our group, which that link is in the description of this video. That's Discovering the Truth. That is the Facebook group. If you guys want to come over there and join, please answer the questions and we'll try to get you added into the group. The family is in the group, so we ask that you do be respectful. But it's very important. It's very important to keep Tyler's name out there because this family does not have answers. And SLED is still investigating. Tyler is not considered deceased. He is still considered a missing person at this time, and we're still waiting for SLED to come forward with the family to say if they have made a determination about this case. And it's hard to believe it's been 2 years, y'all, and SLED has not said anything. AJ, what are your thoughts on that?
I feel like because they have reached out and asked questions.
Yes.
And I feel like that tells me that they're working on it. And I understand that there's a lot going on with SLED right now, but I also feel like a part of me wants to say, okay, they found something and that's what's making it take so long because something made them stop and look deeper. But then a part of me is like, my gosh, it's been 2 years. Like what,
I just wonder if it has something to do with Christian Holden. I just wonder if he's cooperating.
A lot of people are going to wonder that after we go over what we're going to go over tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. So, SLED is the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division. That is equivalent to, let's say, Tennessee's Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, or TBI. That is like the state level next to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. In Tennessee, they call that TBI. Here in South Carolina, they call that the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division. So it's kind of like a step below the Federal Bureau of Investigation. That's the state level. So very, very important.
Yes.
So,
and you guys excuse the noise. My chinchilla has not behaved a day in his life, I promise.
That chinchilla, I don't know if it, listen. Hey, Michelle, thank you for being here, sis. I'm glad to see you. Your chinchilla is wild. And the videos that you post about that crazy chinchilla, it cracks me up.
He's the devil.
I don't know how in the world you get any sleep with that chinchilla is always getting into something.
I'm telling you, he's the devil. I'm serious. He has not squawked all day, and now here I am on a live, and he wants to start squawking. He's the devil.
I agree. Hey, Kim French. Kim French says, what happened to Stephen Smith? You mean Stephen Smith as involved with the Murdoch case? Because we're talking about Tyler Doyle's case, and there's not a Stephen Smith involved in that. And that's a whole other rabbit hole on the Stephen Smith case, for sure. But we appreciate you being here. Oh, you mean Scott Spivey? I see Cash saying Stephen Spivey. Yeah, it's Scott Spivey. Stephen Smith, though, that is from the Murdoch case. We may have to do a little short live stream about that if you guys are not familiar with what happened to him involving Murdoch's son. It's a pretty interesting case for sure. And that is also here in South Carolina. That's something I've not really dove into on my channel, but we can certainly talk about it in the future. If people are interested, y'all let me know. But I appreciate you being here, Kim, and I hope you're having a good night. So next we are going to jump into some of these phone records. Now I have a couple of different files on the phone records. I have Tyler's official phone records, and I also have the Google file of Christian Holden's phone records, and I have some of the phone logs. So I thought we might start with Christian Holden.
Yes, ma'am.
So we can kind of jump in with that because, well, it's pretty telling when we look at some of these things. So I'm going to share my screen.
And I'll give some background on it. Wow.
Cash wants us to do a chinchilla live first. Well, I'll let AJ let me know if she wants to do that. If she does, I'll definitely lend her my platform and we can have a chinchilla live for sure.
He's the devil.
Hey, 1 meter long. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for being here. All right. So let me get over here to, we have so many documents here from the CAD report, the DNR, the map locations, the ring, the North Star search and rescue. A lot of this we have gone over, but the phone logs is very key. So let me open up this right here. And this is a lot of different stuff on under Christian Holden, which if you guys remember, Christian Holden is the supposed friend, which was not really a friend. He's more like an acquaintance that actually went out duck hunting with Tyler that day here in the Little River Inlet, which is right in my backyard. In fact, Tyler and Christian parked the truck and put the boat in at the boat landing right outside on the boat landing in my backyard. I could actually look out my kitchen window and see the entire length of the boat landing. So I wouldn't say Christian was an actual friend per se. I think he was more like an acquaintance. So
I wouldn't think that. Why am I?
Do what?
I'm echoing.
Do you have another device open somewhere?
Nope.
And you don't have YouTube open on anything else?
Nope. Do you hear me echoing? You hear me echoing? Or am I the only one here?
I mean, just a little bit. You do have a little bit of an echo. Maybe you need to adjust your microphone a little bit. Are you getting any feedback on your mic? That could be it. If you're holding your phone too close to your microphone, sometimes it will feedback a little bit. Michelle said, yes, we hear AJ twice. Do you want to go out and come back? Oh, she gone. She gone. I'm going to wait till she comes back so I can let her up. Yeah, it was like a reverb. I agree. All right, let's see. Are you there? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Is your mic connected? Let me stop sharing my screen for a minute. Can you hear me? Because I can't hear you, AJ. I got your echo cancellation on. Try and talk now. Let me see if we can hear you. We're going to give her a minute to see if we can get her mic working before we share this screen because I'm going to need her to talk. Elizabeth, I haven't seen Arctic. I did send him a message to check on him, but I think he's just taking some time away. He's had a lot going on, so. She dropped again. I'll wait for her to come back. AJ, where are you? She's done went to the moon, y'all. Maybe she'll be back up here in a minute. I haven't seen him either, Elizabeth. I think he's might be taking a break. But I hope he is good. Michelle said, AJ, AJ, AJ. Oh, here she comes. Michelle summoned, and now she's back. You have to connect your mic before it'll let you on the screen. Are you there? Hello? Hello? I still can't hear you. Now we're having a little bit of technical difficulty with AJ's microphone. We appreciate your patience. Are you able to get your mic going? You may have to make sure it's connected. Hey, puppy, I know you want to go live too. I know. Puppy's interested. She wants to know what's going on. Yeah, this is like our intermission. Before we get started, we're having an intermission. Can you hear me? Just make sure your mic is connected. Well, it says everything is on. She's switching computers, y'all. She's going to switch computer. You can hear me, Cash? Well, thank goodness for that. You love my pup 1 meter long? Puppy. I know. You want to come on screen. You're such a baby. You want to tell the people? You want to show the people? Look, you're gonna carry this live stream? You gonna talk about this case? There's you look, you can talk to the people right now. Are you gonna shake my hand? Okay. Yes, you're such a good girl. We're waiting on AJ. I know it. You don't have to lick the microphone though. Don't eat the microphone. That was a big yawn. Don't be mashing buttons. We might go to the moon with AJ. And then what are we going to do? Lord. Hello.
He's the devil.
He's
the devil. I'm going to send you a picture later. He is the devil.
Wait a minute. It was the chinchilla?
He's the devil.
Stop it.
Yeah, I'm not even joking. He is now back in his cage.
Oh, now he is in time out.
Oh, yeah, for a very long time.
Stop it.
This is about the third cord I went through. The other two were phone cords.
Wait, he just chewed your cord?
He's sitting on the he's the I'm telling y'all, he's the devil. I'm gonna find a new home for him. He's got to be adopted. I can't do this.
You know you love that chinchilla. Stop
I
it.
would die without him, but I'm gonna die with him because we're gonna die together.
I cannot. Cash said, "Do not blame the chinchilla."
It was all his
Listen,
fault.
there's another creator who it's her mouse, a tree fell. What else, y'all? There's always something that happens, and that's why she's not falling asleep though. It's 10 other things, and now we can add the chinchilla to the list.
He's the devil.
AJ, dress as a devil chinchilla for Halloween.
Oh, that's wait a minute. Hold on, wait. I was thinking, that's a good idea.
Free the chinchilla. Listen, now we got a new hashtag. Michelle said, "Me and Elizabeth called it. It was a chinchilla." Cannot.
I'm not
Y'all. Yeah, it was. Yeah, Miss W. Yeah, her internet went out. It's the storms, a tree fell, and now, listen, I guarantee before it's over with, she'll say it's a chinchilla happened. That's what's. Don't let her steal your thing. Hey, Miss W, it's good to see you. I'm glad to see you here. Okay, so the chinchilla's safely put away, and we're safe now, right?
We're safe.
I
We're
cannot.
safe.
We can't make this up. I was like, y'all, I can't hear her. Like, what's going on?
Oh, wow.
I've heard it all. This is crazy. You and that crazy chinchilla. I tell you what.
Telling you.
Oh my gosh. I needed that laugh. I cannot. I'm sorry about your cord though. I know I'm trying not to laugh, but I can't help it. Yes, in the doggy pageant show. I had Harley on camera because she was wanting to see what was going on.
Oh,
yes, puppy. You can't kiss me while I'm trying to talk about this case now. We got to get serious. All right. So I'm going to open up this very first phone redacted because I got to remember what these are. Okay. So here is this very first document. And this, let me just preface this by saying the family wanted to get the phone records, the digital forensics. And Ronnie Floyd, who is not an actual law enforcement officer, although they are considered law enforcement here in South Carolina, he is with the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources. And you will hear us refer to them as DNR. And they're wildlife people, guys. They give tickets for fish, okay? Or if you're going too fast through a wake zone on the waterway and things like that. But in no way, shape, or form do I or many other people believe that they're capable of investigating a missing person's case. Okay? So when the family said, hey, we need to get the phone records. We need to figure out, like, who's talking to who and, what's happening. Well, Ronnie Floyd thought he was doing something spectacular by getting digital forensics, not actual digital forensics. He thought he could just call Christian Holden and say, hey, I need a copy of your phone records. And what he got was, he got a copy of his phone records, all right, a copy that Christian Holden made himself and then edited. So not actual digital forensics, just some made up things. He actually so talk us through this crazy document right here that
I will, but that's me echoing again. When you open that, this time is not my fault.
Well, I'm not sure why I would be echoing or why you would be echoing while I'm sharing this. That is odd to say the least. Let me go over here to my studio real quick. check something. Nope, I have echo cancellation on.
Yeah, I checked mine. See,
So-
I hear your screen.
And I don't have any video or YouTube open, so that is wild. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Maybe AJ just naturally echoes in life.
Cash.
Michelle says it's just AJ. No, she doesn't echo offline. I don't have anything else open. I don't have any videos. I don't have like my YouTube open or anything like that.
Yeah, I closed my Facebook, but it's still.
And you don't have YouTube open on anything else?
No, but let me power off my phone. Be sure.
Okay.
But I hear it. You're recording. That's what's weird.
Yeah, because I can hear your mic.
You can hear the echo, right?
Okay, I just took off your echo cancellation. You're definitely echoing.
Now we're both echoing.
Yeah, and see, I have on your echo cancellation, and my echo cancellation is on too.
Mine is. That's good.
Yeah, Planet, I just took off the echo cancellation and it made us echo. So there's something that's going on, and I'm not really sure what it is. That is wild. Okay, so I guess I'm just going to have to mute when I'm not talking and see if that helps. Talk now.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's still got to be on mine. I don't know how.
Yeah, because I just muted my mic while you were just talking then. So it's definitely whatever you've got going on. Yeah, because I can hear it. It just sounds like your mic is turned up like way too much.
Let me check that.
Planet, I did put echo cancellation on hers.
Okay.
When I took it off of hers, we both echoed. She has Planet. She's gone out and come back in like 3 or 4 times now. What did you figure out? Is it just when I'm sharing my screen? I don't know. Let me stop sharing my screen.
Okay, am I echoing now? See? No, I'm not echoing now.
That is wild.
And unless maybe they hear it and I don't. Am I echoing, you guys?
Y'all tell me in the chat.
Yeah, see, I'm not echoing now. It's something about when you're sharing that screen.
That is wild. But whenever I mute out, you're still echoing when I'm sharing my screen.
Right. But I can, because I even hear it, but now I don't. Remember I said that was something when you opened that screen. That is just weird. She just echoes when you share the screen. Right. You're right, Michelle. That's weird.
Okay, so I'm going to close these out. Let me go back over here. I'm going to reopen. Let me go over here real quick. Okay. I'm going to pull up these again. La, 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 la. Okay, and then let me try this. That is so weird. No, not that one. This one. Yes, Muppy, I know it, baby. Okay, I'm gonna try to do it again. Let's see what we get. All right. All right, I'm sharing my screen. Are you echoing? Talk to us.
I don't think I am. Whatever you did, you fixed it.
I had to go out and take those off and then just go back into my email and grab those again.
Oh, sorry.
Man, YouTube and StreamYard, something's going on. I don't know what in the heck it is, but okay, so are we ready?
We're ready. I am so sorry, you guys.
It's okay. Sometimes we have technical difficulties and we just have to work through it. So I appreciate you guys being patient. Hey, Twisty. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing good. Thanks for being here. And Planet, we appreciate you. Planet says we love a good mystery. Success. Let me get over here. Planet said success. Yes, finally. Finally, it is mucho better, isn't it? Oh my gracious. Okay, now we're cooking with Crisco. Okay, so let me get back over here to these Christian Holden files. Let's see if we can get into something now. Okay, so now we have these files that came from Christian Holden. Talk to us about what we're looking at on this screen.
Okay, so everybody, I'm sure at one point or another has logged into their phone account. It just so happens that with AT&T, which is what Christian Holden, the service he had, if you have them saved as contacts, you can actually, I guess you could say download the contacts or download it where it'll show the contacts' names. So when we originally got these, we were under the impression that somebody that did the redaction possibly changed the names. If you can zoom in and show them, so he was asked to send these over, and Ronnie Floyd literally accepted screenshots.
Let me make this bigger so y'all can try to see them better. Yeah, so you can see he's got...
Well, first of all, you can see that nothing is aligned correctly.
Exactly. And look here, he's got Josh Joward, which is supposed to be Howard, right here at the very top, right here at 7:38 p.m. And then he's got Grandma, which is not even out to the side. He's got Daddy, which is up to the top. Then he's got Daddy. It's not even, I mean, none of these are aligned. And here he's got Josh Howard with 2 A's. He spelled Howard with a J up here. And he's got Howard.
That's not even the half of it.
I know. So it goes down Brian Mercer, Hannah, which is his girlfriend, Nick Hyman, Coast Guard, GAURD at 6:09 p.m. You have to be kidding me right now.
No, see, and this is the thing. And this is all that was ever gotten from him. So is what he did is he edited his own, like, to make it look like whoever he wanted it to be. But I believe that the reason he did this is because he did not want the authorities to know that he waited, I think it was 22 minutes or 23 minutes. It was one of the two, before he called 911, despite the fact that he says that Tyler was scared, saying he don't want to die. He literally waited a whole 22 minutes before he called 911.
Yeah, he even has Tyler's name down here at the bottom, spelled Tyker, Tyker.
And we don't even know if these people are the ones that he actually called because of the simple fact there is no phone numbers and Ronnie Floyd didn't care to look into it. I have never in my life heard of an investigator accepting a screenshot for as evidence that somebody sent them. I mean, that's no different than going and throwing it in Excel and just changing it to whatever you want it to be.
You know, when I first saw these records, the thing that really got me was this second phone call where he has Tyker. He's on the phone with Tyler for 27 damn minutes. He's on the phone with Tyler at 4:13. Then there's another call, 27 minutes. Then he's on the phone again with Tyler incoming at 4:43 for 2 minutes. And then who does he call? He don't call 911. He don't call the Coast Guard. He calls T.J. Brown.
Yep.
And then he's got another phone call a minute later to Tyler. And then in the same minute, 2 more calls to T.J. Brown. And then the next minute, another call to Tyler. And then he's got 2 calls right here, back to back, 1 minute apart. Coast Guard, in which she spells Coast Guard, lowercase G-A-U-R-D. And then at 4:50, Coast Card, C-A-U-R-D. This is ridiculous. And then he decides to call 911 at 4:51. What happened up here at 4:13? Why wasn't he calling 911?
He didn't call 911 at 4:51. That is what he put on this bill.
Well,
please pull up the CAD report, and I will prove that as a lie.
Well, that's
he didn't actually dial 911 until 4:56. Why he decided to lie and change it on this phone bill makes absolutely no sense, because you don't change something, you don't try to hide something unless you know it's wrong. So we can pull up that tape CAD, and I'll show you what time the call actually came in. What's that say right there?
16:56.
That's
and that
4:56.
4:56 p.m.
That is when that
Somebody
call
is
hit
lying.
the 911 center.
Y'all see it right here. This is an official document right here. Requesting agency, Horry County PD, other agency, SCDNR. There's the incident number, watercraft in distress in North Jetty of North Myrtle Beach. Name of requester, Ronnie Floyd DNR. Person taking request, Chris Martin.
That's just the request form. We can put. I have the actual CAD in there too that shows the first dispatched word.
Oh yeah, there's the Horry County Fire and Rescue. There's the Fire and Rescue redacted. Which one you want me to pull up?
Here, I can't really see them from there. It should go out of that file.
There's the scans.
Yeah,
no, those
just
are
go back
images.
to the regular TylerDoyle file and go back one more time. Okay, so if we go to scroll down just a little bit, it should say CAD and other agencies.
That's the top one right here.
That's the one we were just in, though.
Mm-hmm. And that's all that's under this one.
Oh, no, that's the call. See, I need
Would
to
it be
figure
this
out.
one?
There you go. There you go. So scroll on down. Well, that's going to be part of it anyway. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. 17, keep going. All the way to the bottom. There you go. Right there. Well, because if you just scroll on down, it's just going to give you the name of the people. But what's that say? Caller name, Christian Holden. 1656.
Right here.
Now, just so everybody, can you go ahead and scroll down because I don't want nobody to think that there's more text down there. All this is just the identification stuff.
Yeah, taking on water, the exact location of the boat and vessel, that he's in the ocean, one soul on board, tiller handle John boat. There's Christian Holden, the initial caller. Additional caller is Brandon Tyler. Involved, TylerDoyle. And that's the bottom of the document. So right there, you can see this big part right here at this very first call, because it goes from the bottom to the top. So here
Yes.
it is, taking on water, emergent, watercraft in distress. I don't know why it says collision. Caller states his boat is starting to sink. It's drifting out in the ocean. Christian Holden. And here it is, 1/26/2023, 4:56 and 14 seconds. There's no 4:51.
I've been said that.
I know.
And it's only like 5 or 6 minutes difference. But here's my thing. You can save somebody in 5 or 6 minutes, and you can kill somebody in 5 or 6 minutes.
That's exactly right. Hey, Chow
What
Young Cat.
was the point of him changing that document? Why did he want to make it look like he called before he actually called?
Somebody is lying.
Well, yeah, we know that.
I've been screaming this from the top of my lungs. And see, they launched from the swing bridge. You know where they launched? Right behind my house at the T. Craig Campbell boat landing. Safety equipment, life jacket. You know why it says that? Because Christian Holden said, well, Tyler put on a life jacket. But did he? Because if that was the case, Tyler's body would have eventually came to the surface somewhere. And look, when you get on up here, 1657, I tried to connect the Coast Guard and it wouldn't work. Why did he wait so long?
You actually hear that in the 911 call because the lady says,
Right.
Are you still there? Hold on, honey. That'll stop in a minute. Is exactly what she said because she's trying to connect that call and it starts beeping. So we know that the CAD report is correct.
Exactly. He made it sound like, and he told her that he tried to call them himself. I don't know that I believe that.
Well, I mean, and this part, I'll fully admit up front, I could absolutely be wrong. I've lived in California by the ocean, but I've never had to call the Coast Guard, and I never will because me and the ocean we don't mesh. But I have always been under the impression that to call the Coast Guard, you call 911. I didn't realize that there was ever a different number for the Coast Guard. And I have asked people, and I believe I even asked you, is there different signs up there that say call this number or that number? Because I always thought you would call 911. So how did he try to call them?
This was the other thing that stuck out to me on the CAD report while we're over here on the CAD report was this one right here. Swimmer is on the beach. He was wearing camo walking down Sunset Beach by the jetty. Nobody knows who that is. But supposedly he was out looking for shells.
Okay, but here's my question, and I'm hoping you guys, sometimes I have a hard time explaining things. I'm going to try to do it the best way I can. So picture this. They get the call. The boats are in the water, and they are circling looking for him. They even call that tow place so nobody ends up running over that boat to get that boat out of the water. If they're out in the water searching, who called them and told them that the swimmer was on the beach?
Exactly.
Because it never came through the dispatch. Who knew to call them and tell them that?
Well, I have my thoughts. TJ Brown.
Of course. Absolutely.
Don't look over here. Look over here.
Exactly. Because it was never put through dispatch that there was a swimmer on the beach. They went on their own and investigated whoever this person was on the beach because they were told this. But by who? Ain't but one person that could have told them. Well, two if you count Christian, but no.
And it was just Christian and Tyler out there. And that's why when we talk about this report, it's so important to talk about Tyler's phone records, because when you go all the way down here, you got all this time. Tyler's already in having a situation at 4:13, and you got all these calls on the phone for 27 damn minutes. What in the hell was y'all on the phone 27 minutes about? Y'all was in the boat together.
Well, hold on. The story is, if we believe Christian, which we don't. I mean, I can't speak for y'all, but I don't. The story is that once Tyler dropped him off, Tyler calls him and says, the boat is sinking. He can't get it started. My problem with that is y'all just drove from the boat landing all the way out to the jetty, and that boat wasn't having no issues. The minute, within 2 minutes of him dropping you off, all of a sudden the boat won't start. And then he claims that he went around the south side of the South Jetty, that he can't even see him. But we know that didn't happen because we have the Life 360. So you're on the phone with Tyler for 27 minutes, him telling you that he can't get the boat started for 27 minutes. And nobody thinks to hang up and say, oh, well, we should have already called 911. I think by the first 10 minutes, I would know this boat is not going to start. And if I don't get help, I'm going to drown. It don't take 27 minutes to figure that out.
This call log ain't made sense to me from day one. And then what really got me was after this huge phone call, then Tyler calls back, and then all these calls to TJ Brown. 446, and then on up here, that's when he's saying that he's calling Coast Guard, saying that he's calling 911. Look at the time, we're almost going into 5 o'clock. This all started at 13 minutes after 4, according to Christian's records. According to Christian's records, all of this back and forth on the phones, which means that Christian was not in the boat with Tyler, because why would they be calling each other on the phone if they were still in the boat with each other? No, Christian was already off the boat, and the incident had started to take place at this time. What are you doing?
And we know this based off Tyler's, because I believe in the last live you did play that recording between DNR officer, what's his name? I can't stand him. Floyd.
Yeah.
And Miss Linda. So Miss Linda was actually in that call, is what people don't understand. She was actually not necessarily asking for Tyler's records, because we already had the login to log into AT&T and see Tyler's records. Not saying that we wasn't grateful that he ended up bringing them, but she wanted Christian Holden's. That's the one that we had no actual real proof of, except for these fake screenshots.
Exactly.
But he silenced Miss Linda by showing up when he knew she wasn't there and leaving a stack of Tyler's records. So to this day, we have not gotten Christian's records. But if you could get Tyler's, why couldn't you get Christian's?
Oh, he could have.
Oh, I know he could have.
Make it make sense.
And he knew that that's what Miss Linda was saying. And she literally broke down in tears. And that's the part that's the part right there that I can't handle. It burns me. She literally begged that man.
And then, of course, if you guys did watch part 2 last time, he throws Brian right under the bus. Well, I heard about Brian and, all of his troubles. That, God, he makes me so mad. Attacking the family, and Miss Linda's trying to get you to answer questions about what's going on, what's really happening, and then he wants to gaslight her by throwing this back on that Brian is going through some shit, and it's not even accurate.
Not only was it not accurate, but it was specifically threw back at her to avoid what she was asking him. Brian was alive and breathing. There was no reason to bring him into that discussion.
Exactly. Distractions. Because he was trying to avoid answering the real questions, because he knew he done messed up. I think he messed up even worse by bringing Tyler's. I think he thought that was going to be his way out.
but I think he didn't expect it to be observed the way that it was.
Exactly. And my big question is, when I seen this, what does this guy right here know? This guy right here.
That was your big question?
Because I'm telling you right now, this guy right here, he knows some shit. I
Oh, yeah.
guarantee it. I guarantee it. Do you think Ronnie Floyd asked the hard questions? Do you think Ronnie Floyd went and asked TJ Brown, hey, you know, looked at these records and say, hey, I saw you calling TJ Brown before you even called for help. Why are you calling your friend TJ Brown to come out there? You should have been calling for help.
And if they would have been across that state line a few feet over, that would be a criminal charge, because North Carolina actually has a law. And I can't say it word for word, but it is something about you have a duty to provide aid if it does not, something
Yes.
about impaired you, or if it's not going to physically hurt you.
Well, the DNR officer did speak to Shay from North Carolina, and he was a really nice guy. And he told her, he said, if this had happened in North Carolina, this case would have gone a completely different way, because we don't investigate things the same way South Carolina does. We have different rules and regulations. He goes, I know it seems crazy that things would be that different. He said, but we handle things a lot differently. And had this case been in our territory, you know, it might not have turned out to be this way. And I think more people would have been held accountable and things would have been investigated differently. And we might not be here on October the 26th of 2025 talking about this case, because we might actually have already gotten the answers, and this case might have already brought some closure to the Doyle family. And we would have not been at this stalemate that we're at right now. But there's people involved in this that know more than they're saying. They didn't want to come forward at the time. They didn't want to talk to the family. They didn't want to help search for him. Where was TJ Brown and Christian Holden when the family was out there searching the day after, and the day after that, and the week after that, and the month after that? Where were these two clowns? Where were they at? Nowhere to be found. Not taking calls. Not out there doing a damn thing. Just sitting idly by. Why? Explain it to me. I challenge anybody in listening to this live stream, in this chat, in my community where I live and pay taxes, to come forward and tell me if you have any information, if you know these two people, if you know something that can bring this family closure, if you know TJ Brown, if you know something, come forward to the family. Or you can call SLED. You can call SLED yourself and tell them what you know and ask that you remain anonymous. If you see something, say something.
Well, here's the thing. Let me ask you guys a question. I mean, I know we've all done it. Even, you know, like I've picked up my phone and answered a text, which I shouldn't when driving. And I'm pretty sure at one point or another, everybody here has. But how many of you can sit there and play a game of darts or a game of pool on the phone with an opponent while you're driving? I mean, some of y'all might be better at shooting pool on the phone or whatever than I am. And so if it's possible, hey, I can't say that it's not. But it's just a question I need to ask.
Not me. I mean, that doesn't even make sense to me. And Carol Ladd says, is TJ connected to Tyler in any way? I don't know if Tyler and TJ Brown knew each other. AJ, what do you know about it?
Not that I'm aware of, but to keep things transparent, if you stood on the top of Miss Linda's beauty salon, you could literally probably see the top of TJ's house. But even Miss Linda didn't know that.
And Planet says, do we know for a fact that this guy was out on the boat and drowned, or had something happen to him before the boat got out there, before the 911 call? Well, Planet, that's what we're trying to establish, because the math ain't mathin'.
It certainly ain't. And there's another, and while I'm listening to you, I'm actually looking for it, because there's something else that really bothered me. because I think it was Shay that asked Floyd, don't quote me on that, somebody asked Floyd if he knew Christian previously, and he said that he did not. But there are messages between Christian and Floyd has Christian saved in his phone under the name Christian.
Not
Now,
even
I
Christian Holden, just
Right,
Christian.
that's exactly what I was about to say. I know 2 Christians off the top of my head, and I have their
Mhm.
last initial in my phone, but it's
Yep.
not that way with Floyd, and I found that to be disturbing. I mean, why would you just save this kid's number, first name? I thought you didn't know him.
Exactly. Hey, the 5 Canes. Good to see you. I hope you're doing good. And Planet like that, there's no proof because we tried to get them to pull cameras. Ronnie Floyd didn't do his job. Once again, not an official investigator, because anybody who's an actual detective that knows how to investigate missing persons cases would have immediately gone to all of these houses and businesses on the waterway to collect that video evidence right off the cap to be able to prove that he did leave this boat landing and was on that boat. But see, he didn't think anything nefarious had happened. So me and the family, I went to more than 50 people's houses asking if they had footage. I went to all my neighbors, and yeah, they have cameras, but guess what? Their cameras turn over. Some of them turn over in 3 days, some of them turn over in a week. And by the time we realized that Ronnie Floyd had not asked for any video cameras, well, me and Shay started going around and asking people. She went over there to Archie's Bar and Grill, which is right across the water from my neighborhood. And by that time, that day's footage had been erased and recorded over. So there was never any video footage to confirm that Tyler went down the waterway that day to the jetty. There was nothing to confirm it. I went to several houses all the way down to Windjammer Village asking people if they had camera footage. Either they didn't have cameras, or their cameras weren't working, or their footage had recorded over. So
Can you click into the Christian Holden file?
I can. This is the Christian Holden file right here.
Correct. Now, if you go to the one that says text 3, just keep scrolling through them.
Okay, that's text 3, this one right here.
Press your little arrows.
I don't think I can do it on that. I have to.
Yeah, see your arrows right there on the right and left?
Ah, there we go. Okay.
So just press your arrows until we get to the image. There, right there. There we go. Now, let me tell y'all what this is and how I know what this is. This is a screenshot of Ronnie Floyd's phone. Not of Christian's, not of nobody else's. This is Ronnie Floyd's actual phone, and I'm going to tell you how I know. That top text says that's from the morning to the last call of the day. Okay, Dutchess, scroll down some until you see the response. He says, got it, thanks. And if you really pay attention to that next message, it says, yes, sir. That tells me that this is Christian sending the logs to Ronnie Floyd, and Ronnie Floyd took a screenshot of his phone to show these text messages. Now, if you scroll back up, you're going to see how he's got Christian's name saved in his phone. There you go. Why does Ronnie Floyd have Christian just saved in his phone like that?
It's pretty messed up for sure. Doesn't make any sense. The 5 Canes, thank you for being a member of the Dutch Bus for 25 months. I appreciate you supporting. And Twisty says, respectfully, is this verified? It sure is. All of these docs that we have on file, a lot of them came from a FOIA.
The FOIA is in the folder.
Yeah, the FOIA that and you can ask Michelle. Michelle FOIA'd the same information, and we got the same information. We sure did. This is on file with the South Carolina DNR, and SLED has all of this as well, Twisty. This is information that was in his file. All of this information, yes. This
And you
text
can
message.
see that when you go to where it says like CAD, other agencies.
Yeah, all of these redacted documents that we have, like when we go back out of this, like to this right here, you see CAD, Christian, DNR, MAP, North
In
Star
DNR,
Search and Rescue.
there's actually videos that Ronnie Floyd has taken of the boat when they pulled it from the water, and the final bar scan that they did looking for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all of these are official documents right here.
But can I just say, off the point for a minute, I actually really appreciate that, Twisty, because when this all first came out, people were saying so much stuff. They were saying that the redaction officer is the one that wrote those names in there.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I have an email that I got so frustrated. I emailed and I asked them, how were these records, gotten? Was there a person that entered the name that's from DNR? And they actually said that they were going to ask Mr. Floyd, and they emailed back, and I'll be searching for that email right now, that no, this is how they were handed to them.
And this right here, this February 9th, 2023, this was written by Ronnie Floyd right here. This is his summary of what happened, the narrative of Tyler's timeline. All of this is included in the FOIA. Oh, you're so welcome, Twisty. Yeah, we like to focus on the facts here, but the facts ain't mathin' for us because something is missing. You know why? Because there wasn't an actual investigator. And let me just go ahead and tell you, I have the phone calls to still play for you guys where Shay had to call and try to convince Horry County PD to take over this case, where to get him a missing persons report. Shay and I were making calls every single day for almost 3 months to get him a missing persons report, y'all. I gave her the information to NamUs. I had her to contact the person who covers our territory and reach out. They would not add him in. They had to have Ronnie Floyd to contact. So we would have to call Ronnie Floyd, and he was not willing to do it because he said that he knew that Tyler drowned and the family needed to go to church and get over it. That's where all of those conversations happened. And I know that for a fact because I was standing there when he told the family that. And that's when my husband said, if I don't leave out of here, I'm going to end up in jail. Because he was pissed. Because what type of law enforcement officer says that to a family? Refuses to get, you should be able to get a missing persons report within 24 hours of the person going missing. But Ronnie Floyd wouldn't do it. It took us 3 months. We called Horry County PD. We called the sheriff's department. We blew up, and I've got all of those calls recorded. I can let y'all hear them. It'll blow your mind and make you so mad. Oh, yeah. And you know what they told Shay? Well, you're going to need to call Ronnie Floyd. And she told him, we've already called Ronnie Floyd. He's refusing to do it. Well, I'll have to report this to the lead officer to see what he says. You know what the lead officer said? Well, I called Ronnie Floyd, and he's going to have to be the one to do it because he would not turn the case over to Horry County PD. He wanted to be in charge of it. Why? Why did he need to be in charge of it? Why? Because they might find out that he didn't do his job about something? That he was covering something up? Like, there's the possibilities are endless, because if you know that you are not equipped or trained to carry out this investigation and do what needs to be done, because you yourself don't even know what NamUs is, you don't even know how to get the DNA and to put it on file, you don't know that that's your responsibility, you don't know how to fill out a missing persons report, You don't know how to get them in the NCIC. You know why? Because this isn't your daily job. You're a wildlife officer. You need to turn it over to somebody that is an expert in this area, that this is what they do, but you refuse to do it. Why? Why did you refuse to do it, Ronnie? That's what I want to know, because I've heard a whole bunch of excuses, but I haven't seen any action. All I've seen is, well, I lost the SD card, or, well, we can't go dive on it, but I'm not going to let you dive on it. If you jump in that water and dive on that image, well, I'll have to arrest you. These threats, these idle threats to people that are out here trying to get something done for this family. And y'all want to threaten people that you're going to take their license, or you're going to take them to jail, or something is not making any sense. Why would you not want to get to the bottom of the truth and close this case out straight away? Why? I'll wait. Because
I've been asked, yeah. And 5 Canes, in my opinion, I'm not an attorney, but I mean, no, O.J. Simpson was found not guilty, and they brought civil suit against him. I would say that they could, but again, I'm not an attorney. I know that boy walked up behind them at the races. He sat behind them on the bleachers.
I was there.
He never.
I was there.
Sorry.
I was there, and Christian and his girlfriend was sitting catty corner, diagonally up from us at the very top of the bleachers. And Shay said, "You are never going to believe who's over there behind us." And I turned around and looked over my shoulder, and I immediately could feel my blood pressure going up, because I thought, you got some damn nerve. You got some damn nerve.
Shoulder and said, "Look, I'm sorry this happened." He never even looked their way. And he's the last one to see their baby boy alive.
It makes no sense. And the 5 Canes, listen, the family could possibly have a civil suit. I don't know if they can sue him civilly to get him to speak. That's why SLED is investigating, because once they come out with their findings, then the Doyle family will know how to act in that particular situation. But until SLED makes a call on the situation, there's really not a whole lot we can do at this point. You know, so that's what they're waiting on, is they're waiting for SLED to say, there's nothing else we can do, or this is what we have determined in this case. And then whatever happens from that point, you know, it'll go from there. And you can guarantee you there's going to be some action taken. 100%. 100% the 5 Canes. But we have to let it play out. And Who's Your Hippie Denise says, Dutchess, please take this and his family to Attorney General's office to next step from police not doing proper investigation. Denise, we've done that. We have been to the governor about this. And you know what? The governor didn't do a thing. He didn't do a thing. And the Attorney General, Alan Wilson, that's the same guy who said it's okay to follow somebody 9 miles and consider it a stand your ground and let somebody shoot you with 40 rounds and call it a stand your ground case. That's our Attorney General. Sure enough is. Do I think Alan Wilson is going to do any justice for this family? No. But you can best believe that I have written him a letter. I have called his office. I have written letters to the governor. I have called his office. And we'll just keep beating down doors until somebody answers. That's how it finally got turned over to SLED, because enough of us raised enough hell, and they had to do something, and finally got Ronnie Floyd removed off this damn case, because they seen all the things that I've seen, that this family has seen. I turned over everything that I had to SLED. Trust and believe. They've seen everything. And that's how he got his ass removed. But don't think that SCDNR is still not on this case with SLED. They're working this case together, which for the life of me, I can't even understand how that works because they done messed this case up. I would like to think I could put my faith in the Attorney General's office. AJ, you want to make any comments? Hey, Butterfly Kisses. It's good to see you.
I was looking for the oversight committee letter. I need to figure out how to make it where somebody goes to the drive that they can't move anything, but I can't seem to find it. Because remember, I went over that letter with you. My biggest thing was Ronnie Floyd pops off with two pieces of information that totally contradict each other, but then he says that it's evidence of why nothing bad happened.
He didn't even take evidence. We're talking about a man who lost an SD card with a sonar image of a possible body at the bottom of the jetty, and he wouldn't let anybody dive on it, and they give him an SD card of the proof, and then he's like, well, I might have put it in a secret place. I'll have to go back and see if I can find it. And guess what, y'all? Ronnie Floyd never found it. He can't even keep custody of his own damn evidence. And y'all want me to believe what that man's saying? Mm-mm. And listen, Denise, I appreciate you so much. And that is why SLED has reopened the investigation. SLED is looking into all things. And they have had this investigation for 2 years. And they have contacted the family and asked them questions. The family has gone in on a couple different occasions to answer questions and things like that. But they have not contacted the family to let them know that they have come to a conclusion in this case. And it's been over 2 years. And so the case is still open. And that's the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, not just investigating about what actually went down in Tyler's case, but also why Christian Holden is not willing to cooperate with law enforcement or speak to the police, but also the dealings with how South Carolina DNR treated the Doyle family and how they did not do their job as investigating this case properly, and how that has hindered finding Tyler and getting closure for this family, and all of the things that they did in between to prevent this family from getting answers. So it is a multifaceted situation, and I just want nothing more than my friends, because the Doyle family are my personal friends. They are my neighbors. They are people that I consider to be close. They are like my family. And they have been treated with disrespect by the DNR. And Ronnie knows it. And I was there for many of those phone calls. I was there in person when he said some things to this family to their face while I was standing there. That blew my mind. And I could never allow somebody to talk to my family that way. And that's why we have this channel. That's why we talk about these very difficult situations. And it's very close to my heart because I pay taxes here. And I'm extremely disappointed with how law enforcement and DNR has handled this investigation, among other investigations that are going on in my county at the moment. No, SLED isn't saying anything. I do hope they will, though. Who's your hippie, Denise? We have reached out to the FBI, but they have to let SLED complete their investigation because they have to be invited into this case. FBI is not just going to step in over them. They have to let SLED complete their investigation before they will make an assessment about what they will do. And so at this time, FBI is not going to get involved because SLED is still doing whatever they're doing in this case. And what that looks like, we don't know, because they're not really saying a lot about what they are doing. So and I see that you said Kim had a great question up above. Trying to find out what question that was. Kimberly says, AJ, is the 68 in that screenshot 68 messages between him and Ronnie Floyd? Well, that's a good question. Let's go over here and take a look at it.
What? Oh, I don't know. Is that, does it, I never even looked at it.
What did we find that under? Christians? Was that under Christian stuff or was that under the cat?
I don't remember. She got me so shocked with that question right now. Yeah, text.
I think it just means that he's got 68 messages. I don't know if that means with him or in general. He might just have 68 messages, Kim, but that's a very good question.
It's a good enough question that I'm about to test it out and find out. I didn't even see that.
Thank you, Kim, for your question. That is a very good question. And Denise, I do appreciate your questions as well. And we have reached out to all of these avenues. And like I said, right now it's a waiting game so that we know what the next move needs to be. And right now, from what the attorneys and the family's been told, we need to wait on SLED to make their assessment and come forward. And then we'll know what to do after that. So that's what we're waiting on. And I was kind of thinking that they would, after 2 years, they would have something to tell, so that we know where to go from here. But so far, we have not heard anything. But I do appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you asking questions because that's why we're here, is in case there are questions that people don't understand, we can try to answer them the best that we can. Let me get back down here and see. I know it is frustrating, Denise, and I appreciate you understanding it. It gets me irritated. It's not at y'all. It's just at the situation. Well, that SD card certainly could have held an answer because I've seen enough to know that if Brad Smith tells me there's something on sonar that they need to dive on, see, Ronnie Floyd wouldn't let them dive. He told them that they were not allowed to dive on that. Because if they did, they would be in trouble with law enforcement if they got in that water and dove on that without Ronnie Floyd's permission. Because I think Ronnie Floyd wanted credit. I think that's why he didn't want them and their divers, their forensic divers, to dive on it. Ronnie Floyd wanted credit if he was going to be found. So Ronnie Floyd wanted his team to do it. But see, what happened was his team didn't show up. He promised that he was going to have his South Carolina DNR dive team ready to go. And we waited 3 days. And he said that the water was too rough and the dive team never made it out there. And then he claims that when he went back out there, that there was nothing there. And the weird part about that is South Carolina's sonar, well, it's not that great. And trust me, I know because I've seen it. And he let that go. Like, once again, Ronnie Floyd did not do his job. He should have had the dive team there. They should have been able to dive on it and get an answer that day. And him hauled around and waited 3 more days. And that's why this internal investigation is so very important. Because not only do we need to find out exactly what went down that day and what Christian Holden's statements are, but we need to find out why Ronnie Floyd didn't do his job. I agree, Denise, and I appreciate you being here. It's a long time, for sure. Well, Denise, he was never found. His body was never found. So we don't really know if he was even ever in the water because Tyler's never been recovered. So we don't really know exactly what happened. I mean, Ronnie Floyd says the ocean probably took him under and that he's gone forever. But where's your proof in that? Because Christian Holden said he put on a life jacket. And if anybody in this chat has any experience with putting on a life jacket, it don't matter if you're alive or deceased. The body's going to be floating because you got a life jacket on. And that makes the family question, did he really have a life jacket on? Because nobody has seen anything. Oh, it's okay, Denise. Hey, Wine, thank you for being here again. It's good to see you. Stupid question. Since the alleged incident occurred at the jetties, would the United States Coast Guard hold governance over South Carolina DNR? Well, the truth is...
That ain't a stupid question, because that's what I've been wondering why.
And according to what I found, they don't. They don't.
I was tripped out about that.
Yeah, they don't have any governance over them. They were called in to help. They did fly a plane over. They did search for less than 48 hours. In fact, I believe it was 42 hours that they searched. And then they called the search and said it was over, because really the Coast Guard only searches for a minimal amount of time. They take the age, the water conditions, the temperature of the water, the weather, all of these factors into consideration. And if you were in a pond or a lake or the ocean, they factor in all of these different things into this mathematical statistic equation, and they make a determination of how long they think you can survive out there in the water. And based on that, it was less than 42 hours. So when 42 hours came around, they pulled their services and went about their merry little way. So I don't know what kind of governance that would be, but obviously Coast Guard, that's all they were willing to contribute to that. I hope that answers your question. I wish I had more information on that, but I did try to reach out to the United States Coast Guard to get more information, and that was what they told me. And that they were sorry.
Well,
they
don't
couldn't do
forget that
anything else.
I do have the Coast Guard report. Remember, everybody thought that I wouldn't be able to get it, but it's in there.
It is.
It's
Let me see
definitely.
if I-
That's a whole different. That's a whole different life. That thing is 50 pages long.
Yeah. And we can do it. We can definitely go over it. Hey, Lizzie, it's good to see you. Hope you're doing good. Thank you for being here. Well, I mean, Kimberly, this isn't the first time DNR's been caught in a kerfuffle. I mean, they were involved in the whole kerfuffle with the boating accident in the Murdoch case, covering up for Murdoch's boy. Y'all remember Mallory Beach? Well, you can thank DNR for that, because Murdoch's the one that asked him not to say anything. These are the same. This is all the same people. Listen, I've got a letter. Do you remember that, AJ, where the letter that I got where all of those people signed that were former employees of the DNR that were calling out the DNR for the things that they had done to them? We might have to bring that up.
And here's the thing: the DNR is not trained to work. I mean, literally, Floyd had, when they asked about putting Tyler and Namus, Floyd was like, "Well, what's that?" And I think we even have a phone call somewhere that I think you got hold of, Dutchess, where he was saying, "Well, I'm not sure how that works. You got to call," and he was like passing the buck on it.
That's exactly right. And remember, the DNR also said they exhausted $100,000. I've got that video. I've got that video where they exhausted $100,000 and wanted to say that they put for air flights and gas, and it turns out they didn't put nothing in the air.
Could be pulled up, in which we did.
Oh, I got a video on that, calling them out because they was lying.
And then when I tried to FOIA the expense report, they said they don't keep track of the expenses, and I have that email open in front of me.
Who's your hippie Denise? Welcome to the Dutch Bus. We're so glad to have you. Thank you so much for being here. And if you're not careful, if you're on the wrong side of things, the bus might run you over. It's happened. Chico said, I haven't heard a good thing about SLED or DNR. Hey, Nonsense. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're home. Hope all is well with the family. The 5 Cane says, and the waiters found were planted, in my opinion. Well, I mean, we've had that discussion about the waiters.
Tyler's.
They weren't Tyler's. They were 2 sizes too small. And I have talked with many duck hunters, locally and beyond, who tell me if you're in a stressful situation, your boat's going down and you got to get them waders off and they're bib waders, you're going to peel them things off and they're going to be inside out. They're not going to be laying in the ocean perfectly without any wrinkles on them, turned the right side like they're supposed to be. That's not going to happen. Like, they're going to be inside out. So how did Tyler get those waders off and they're laying perfectly out in the ocean, right side out? Did he have time to, he was sinking, but did he had time to fix the waders and get them turned from inside outward to the right way? I don't think so. I was born at night, but it wasn't last night.
One shotgun shell. That's what I want to know. Who goes duck hunting with one shell? What am I missing? Because there was only one shell in his waders. Right?
I think, it just seems like a setup to me.
Was there one or two? I think there was
that's
one.
Allegedly, in my opinion, the math ain't mathing for me.
Right?
The 5 Cane says, a little off topic, does the family get to see the baby and have they confirmed DNA tested the baby? The family did get to see the baby at one time. The family has not been able to see the baby that I'm aware of. I think Reed has seen the baby. And no, there has not been a DNA test on the baby that I'm aware of that's been done by a professional person for the family. Now, according to Lakeland, I think she said there was a DNA test, but I cannot speak to the validity of that, and I have not seen said DNA test, so I cannot speak to that. But, so I don't know. I can't speak to the facts of that because no one has shown me a DNA test, and I won't believe it until I see it for myself. But there's not been an official one that's been court ordered. And I do believe in my heart of hearts that one needs to be done just so that it's on the record legally for legal purposes. That's done legally, ordered by the court.
Well, here's the thing. To do the DNA test at this point, it would have to be the mom and I would think Reed because there was no other siblings. And I think that Reed would have mentioned that. I mean, I could be wrong, but I really feel in my heart that he would have mentioned that to Shay or to Miss Linda one. And I haven't heard anything about that, so I don't know how she would have got a DNA test. But then again, I don't think she expected it to take 7 years to declare him gone.
That's true. The 5 Cane says, has the family ever offered a reward for information? Well, at one time when I did the billboards, we had a number that people could call to give information. And if it was credible information, if it would track and be able to bring closure to Tyler's case about what really happened that day, I'm sure the family would be willing to offer something for that person. But no one's ever come forward to say anything. So that didn't really last. Wine says, now hang on. There was a time when the DNR was reputable. That's when Mr. Britt was running things and he didn't play around. Now, Wine, Crime, and Mayhem, listen. You and me both know about the corruption that goes on in this state. Let me remind you, when Mr. Britt was still running things, they still owned Morgan Island. For those of y'all who don't know what Morgan Island is, that's Monkey Island. That's the island that the South Carolina DNR makes, I don't know, millions of dollars a month to rent out to some kind of genetics company that tests AIDS and hepatitis and all kinds of other diseases on these monkeys and test out their medications. And you know what happens? Them monkeys get off that island and they go on shore to Yemisi, and they have bitten people that have gotten sick. And see, those things are concerning to me, because what we doing with 4,000 monkeys on an island that we doing this testing on? See, these kind of things concern me. But see, they're making money hand over fist, all while they're crying about, let me get over here to that video. Hang on a second. I'm going to show y'all something. See, this is the thing that gets me. Now, Mr. Britt might have been an upstanding guy, but I know things. Oh, I've been watching things. I've seen all kinds of things. I could go in on the DNR so hard it'll make your head spin. And when these people were writing these letters about how the DNR, people taking sides, people losing their job for standing up about the corruption in DNR, Mr. Britt was in office then. Mr. Britt was in office when all of this started, Wine. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying he's not a good person. I'm sure that there's good in everybody. But when it comes to these large units like this, it's the things that you don't know that are very concerning. And those are the things that has me worried, because I'm like, what are the things that we don't necessarily know about? You know, that's what really worries me. The 5 Cane says, I just wondered if her DNA possibly had a connection to his disappearance. Well, I mean, we don't know that, because we don't have any other factual information or evidence that leads to that, the 5 Canes. But I mean, in my opinion, there needs to be an official DNA that's court ordered, because I think it needs to be set in stone on record that that's Tyler's baby, or if it's not, because, you know, if you guys were here for part 1 and 2, I mean, I shared where Tyler and her had a message conversation where he told her to get her stuff and leave a week before he went missing because he caught her cheating. So can two things be true at the same time? Can somebody go missing and have a cheating wife? Yes. But does it also make me keep my head on a swivel and ask questions? Yes.
Dutchess, sorry, but I want to interrupt you for a minute.
Go ahead. What you got?
Let me tell y'all a story about the DNR. There's a man who bought, I believe it was about 30, no, I think it was like 300 acres. And he had not built on this land. This was a good hunting land. And when the land was sold to him, they basically, the DNR officer or the person that sold the land told him, hey, when this person calls and wants to hunt, it's in your best interest to just let him hunt. Well, the buyer said, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. Like, no. So then he catches one of the DNR officers involved on the land, makes them leave. They get into an argument. He was smart and went and planted, I guess they call trail cameras, something where he can see the cameras out in the woods, but he can see it from his phone. The DNR officers went out there and baited the acreage for birds, putting seeds in them. Pulled up on 4-wheelers on opening day of hunting season, when that man had his family, people from out of state, everybody all excited, and stuck a knife in the ground and pulled up seed and tried to confiscate his land for baiting.
I remember that. I remember us talking about that.
Not knowing that this man had gotten smart and went out there and put trail cams and was able to blow them away in court. So I don't trust none of the DNR.
Is there an article on that?
There sure is. Let me pull it up.
Puppy, I know you're crying. You want to come in here. I was hoping I'd be able to pull it myself.
I'm going to grab it from Pacer. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay. Okay, and I want to show y'all this real quick. I'm going to share my screen while she's doing that. I want to show you this. I just Googled this. How much does DNR make for renting out Morgan Island? They rent it out to Alpha Genesis right here. They're making $1.5 million to rent out an island with monkeys to be tested. Yeah. Calling it a wildlife management area. Are you really managing wildlife, or are you actually putting these monkeys to death by giving them diseases and then testing them with all? Yeah, no. Here's an article from Travel and Leisure. There's an island in South Carolina with 3,000 wild monkeys. Yep, there they are. Them's them boogers. They've gotten loose and bitten people before down in Yemisi. They sure enough have. And you can't go on this island, but you can ride by it in a boat. I've been by it on a boat myself. This is tucked away off of St. Helena Sound, which is where that recent shooting took place at one of the Gullah Geechee bars down there. It's near the same area off of Beaufort, South Carolina. And there's Morgan Island. It's made up of 2,000 acres of pristine land. But don't get your hopes up about lounging on the sand. This island strictly belongs to the monkey, more than 3,000 of them to be exact. Now, monkeys are not native to the United States because it lacks tropical environments that primates in the Western Hemisphere need to survive. So how on earth did a colony of monkeys make it to an island off the coast of South Carolina? Well, in 1979, 1,400 rhesus monkeys were placed on the island to use as research animals. It was all part of a plan by the U.S. government to establish a self-sufficient breeding program after India banned the export of viable research animals. Morgan Island was the perfect home, and since then, the monkey population has grown to over 3,000, as reported by the Post and Courier. It is both owned and managed right here by the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources, and the monkey colony itself is owned by the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. And this means humans aren't allowed on the island as they may disturb the population, and it's illegal to even try to access the land. However, it doesn't mean that you can't see them, because you certainly can. You can take a boat trip around. There's one that launches out of Edisto Island. But yeah, the more you know. No, they've shut that site down.
Okay, I just sent you the link. Sorry, it took me a minute. And I was wrong, you guys. It was not 300 acres of land. It was 220 acres of land. So I was wrong.
You know, if somebody says that they are all about wildlife sanctuaries and all of this, how are you going to be making $1.5 million by putting monkeys through this? I mean, I feel like that's a little crazy. You know what I mean? like, I don't know. Like, it's the things that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just try to look at all the different sides of things like
But
that.
I'm not going to sit here and say like all DNR or all cops are bad. I mean, you're going to have your ones that think they're above the law or whatever, but that doesn't mean that I'm anti-police or anything. I'm just anti-bullshit.
Hey, Alice, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Hey, Robin Hardwick. Was it ever confirmed that Tyler's phone pinged 2 weeks after he went missing?
You mean the phone call that was made from Tyler's phone?
Bing bong.
There it is there.
Yes, y'all, that happened. Supposedly, a phone call was made from Tyler's phone.
Well, it shows on his phone bill.
Sure does. Explain that to me, Robin, because I can't explain it. In fact, nobody can explain it because supposedly they can't find his phone. Isn't that strange? We don't know the Five Canes who had the phone, and we still don't know who has the phone.
Well, we know that he allegedly got the last phone call from what's the guy in the canoe that was in the
Davis Pander.
Davis Pander. Yep. And that was the last call made at that time. And I know that Miss Linda, which I found this when I heard this, I was just like, wow. I understand that iPhones, they can be submerged in water, but I don't see one sinking to the bottom of the ocean and staying on for 6 hours. But she watched Tyler's phone go dead. It alerted her through the Life 360 that the battery was dying, and this was hours after he had been missing.
Robin says, do you know who the call was to?
The call was to a number that ended up being disconnected, and we couldn't find any information on that number. In fact, when we did a reverse search of the number, it came back to Onyx, which is usually like some type of text now or something like that.
Chico says, don't get me wrong, there's good law enforcement out there. It's just the bad apples spoil the bunch. The whole department is then viewed as complicit because of those few cops. In my city, I'll never view them the same. And that's in Memphis.
I 100% agree with you.
And that's why I was telling you about the letter that was written by people that were former employees of the South Carolina DNR. And there was, I don't know, we'll have to find that document so I can show it to you guys. Of how many people signed this document to say that they were threatened that if they came forward to speak about things that was going on in the DNR, that they were threatened they were going to lose their job, stuff like that. And so people were like threatened into silence in order to keep a job, or they were threatened that they wouldn't be able to ever work anywhere else in the state if they came forward to say what they knew about other employees or things that was going on with funding and things like that. There was hundreds of people that signed that document, and they actually sent that to the governor. So again, I mean, we talk a lot about corruption in this state, and this is one of the reasons why.
Well, when you mentioned that, I clicked the link and sent it to you because there was a federal lawsuit brought against the DNR for denying promotions that were due based off the level of the person working. So however did they do their promotions by the time they were there and things like that? They completely denied him, and it was all ended up being, I believe, over a female. So I have no respect for none of them.
Yeah, that is crazy. All right, so where do you want to go next on this phone call log?
I mean, we can start into Tyler's at least show. Well, actually, we should, because it's going to take another one, Dutchess, because that phone bill is extremely long.
Is there anything else on Christians that you think we need to take a look at?
No, because I really don't believe anything from Christians. I mean, if you think there's something, but I take things at face value, and I just don't. Once you start changing times around and things like I'm not going to believe any of that. Now, if you want to click on his next phone bill and show them how the alignment is different, I think that might be important.
All right, let's see. Let me see what we got here. Let's take one last look over here at Christians before we pop over to the next thing here.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I asked that question earlier, and I think I blindly just skipped over when anybody said, would you like to show the pool game and the text between him and Tyler? Because I, to the life of me, cannot understand how this man is driving. He says, I'm 10 minutes from a store, and he's driving, but he's playing darts and pool. And that is why I will always forever think that he was the passenger and somebody else was driving.
Yeah, because look, you lost. Is that right? Oh, damn. All in the middle, son. How are you going to be doing this with Tyler Doyle?
Oh, but keep going through them. He even tells him, I'm 10 minutes away. How are you doing that?
And then he says, okay, you won, bitch ass. Can't mess with me, son. And it says, I fucked myself up.
There's more.
Huh. Did you now? Let's see. What else do we got?
Literally playing pool. What time do I need to be at your house? How far are you? 10 minutes. I'm right here about to be at Al's Brooks or whatever that's called. Yeah, so how are you driving playing pool? Make it make sense.
The thing I wish that was on this part was a time.
Blown up.
I wish there would have been a time on this upper part, because I'll be out in just a minute. And the next one is Thursday, January 26th at 5:01. Tyler, answer me.
That's the same day, Dutchess. He was meeting.
I know. But the thing is that I would have liked to seen was a timestamp on this part right here.
Yeah, and that's what I questioned. I couldn't understand why does one, but I don't have an iPhone, so maybe somebody else can answer that, because I didn't understand why is only the bottom one showing a timestamp.
Because they were already on the water. The first call that Tyler was making was at 4:13, and supposedly that's when this whole incident started. So I'm just wondering.
Christian, these texts are all from that day, which would make sense if he says, I'm right here by Al, because it's not like he went to meet up with him and go places before.
And remember, it's about 40 minutes from Tyler's house to my boat landing. And that's not including the time.
There.
Yeah, and that's not including the time that it takes from the boat landing to actually get out to the jetty. So, Miss W said, someone's washing them dishes.
I know I muted it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't think y'all could hear it.
Oh, we can hear it.
I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, why didn't you say something, Dutchess? My friend came over for dinner, and then I was like, wait, I have to do the live first. So she cooked and she washed the dishes.
Oh my gosh, it's okay.
I am so sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry.
Now, are you going to feed us on this live too? Because now we gonna be.
I'm not even gonna lie. She just made I haven't had spaghetti in like 2 years, and she just made the best spaghetti.
Well, now I'm mad that I'm not getting any sketty. All right, so on these phone records, like this continues on. I mean, you can see Mr. Ronnie DNR.
And you know what this tells me? This tells me that he did not immediately give his records over, because he's even showing calls to DNR that night. But what's even crazier than that? Y'all see that name up there that says Clay Strickland?
Mm-hmm. I sure enough do. Tell us about that.
Let me tell
but
y'all
hang
who
on.
Clay Strickland is.
I'm gonna tell y'all while she's pulling that up. I'm gonna share something with y'all. Go ahead, talk to the people.
Let me tell y'all who Clay Strickland is. Clay Strickland is the man that Lakeland is with right now.
Say it ain't so.
I promise you it is.
I'm gonna
And that
send
is
something
not
to your.
rumor, that is fact. That is, unless they broke up in the last couple of days, that is who she is with right
Now
now.
that wasn't who she was with at first. That's not who
Nope.
she was having the little fling with at the vigil. That was
Right.
Dylan. That
That was
was
Dylan Johnson.
yes. Oh, hang on.
See, look, they're like, what? Yeah, sure enough. And that ain't the only call to Clay.
All right, hang on. I got a text. Hang on 1 second. All right, let me get it
Wine,
here.
I don't know who Green Sea Stricklands are, so I don't want to be the one to answer that question because I don't want to get that wrong. Michelle Macklin, too, that I can say for a fact. Because I got Life 360 of her going to meet Dylan at 6 o'clock in the morning. And how do I know it's Dylan she's meeting? Because she meets him right by his house.
Let me see if I got something right here. Hang on a second. I'm looking for something here that I want to show. Okay. All right, hang on a second. All right, let me share my screen because I feel like this is kind of something important right here. This little key players.
Yep.
Key players right here.
Okay, so I think this one, I don't know if you guys remember in the last live when I said the boyfriend that she was previously with ended up shooting a guy that had supposedly allegedly made a move on her. That is hearsay. I found no proof of that, but that's what they try to claim.
So here we have Christian Holden, not a close friend, was with Tyler the day he went missing, left on the jetties while Tyler to jump up the ducks. He made 2 911 calls, no sense of urgency, altered his phone records for that day, and gave them to DNR detective Ronnie Floyd, who's not a detective. Refuses to speak to the family or answer any questions they have about the details of that day. Told Wings of Hope it wasn't in his best interest to help them in the search for Tyler. This is him right here. Here's his mom and dad.
Yeah, and do you remember us having, when I called you and asked you to please do a live real fast? Do you remember what that was about? They popped up in my group, and I purposely said, you know, there's a side to every story. Like, just step up, talk. And they were in there for a while before I even knew they were in there.
Yeah, so this is his mom and the stepfather. This is his dad, the one that told Shay's husband, cussed him out and said that his son was not coming out there to show the family where Tyler went down and not to call that phone back. And that's his wife. And here we got Hannah. That's the girlfriend that picked him up at Windjammer Village. She was called multiple times by Christian during the time of the incident, and she brought him dry clothes for him to change into when she got to Windjammer.
But now let's not forget that there is dispatch on that same cab report that you pulled up that said that Christian Holden is refusing to go to the emergency room until they find his friend. It is less than 6 minutes later that he goes out of the ambulance, gets in the car with her, and leaves. So he wasn't too worried about finding him.
Sure enough. That's a fact. That's a fact. And here we have Todd T.J. Brown. Was called multiple times by Christian Holden. Christian Holden called him at 4:46 before he even called 911 and asked him, if I need you, can you come? lived very close to Tyler and Lakeland, yet he made it to the jetty and landing in record time. But how? He also took Christian Holden's gun and waders from the scene of the incident.
And let me, never mind. I'm gonna show. Let me just say this: there's other reasons aside from this that man right there. Excuse my French, but he is a piece of shit.
Oh my
He is the
gosh!
bottom of the bucket.
And here's Brian Mercer right here, called by Christian Holden multiple times the day of the incident. Called by Christian Holden
blocked
during the time of the incident, but he did not write a statement.
And he pulled up in Miss Linda's driveway and blocked her with his buddy, Dylan, and a tow truck. And she had to sit there and watch them take everything Tyler owned out of that house. And then this asshole gets in Tyler's truck that Miss Linda paid for. They took Mr. Ricky went into his retirement fund and pulled out the money to pay the truck off, only because if Tyler was to get out there and get into a wreck or something, they have properties that they could, if he was liable, that could be attached. They paid for that truck, and this piece of he got in it in front of her face and drove off.
And here's old Ronnie Floyd right here. Did not investigate anything. Wrote T.J. Brown's statement. Wrote Barry Hayes' Good Samaritan boat statement. Told the family they needed to go to church and that Tyler had drowned. Refused to help the family report Tyler as a missing person. Lost the SD card with the sonar image given directly to him by Bradley Smith, Wings of Hope. If you missed that phone call between Brad Smith and Ronnie Floyd at the end of part 1, you're definitely going to want to go hear that, because I'm the one that got that phone call, and I played it for the first time. No one's ever heard that call till we played it at the end of part 1. Refused to turn the case over to any other agency when asked by family because it would be like having too many chefs in the kitchen, and was taken off the case when SLED became involved in December of 2023. And there's the Sea-Tow captain. He's actually a pretty decent guy. Yes. There's old Josh Johnson, the one who said, "Oh yeah, I found all of Tyler's ducks, but turns out none of them was Tyler's ducks." He was allowed to lead the search by boat for many days, although he's not a certified search person. He posted to Facebook about finding those duck decoys and come to find out they wasn't even Tyler's. He never turned them over for evidence to Ronnie Floyd, and Ronnie Floyd didn't even ask to take them into evidence. And he posted areas that needed to be searched and that should be searched, and had people searching all the way up in the damn Cape Fear River up in Wilmington. I feel like that was a distraction. And then we got Brad Smith. This is the actual person who was actual search and rescue with Wings of Hope. He's the one that found the target using his sonar. His canines also hit on a target. Ronnie Floyd refused to let him dive on the said target, and he gave that SD card with the sonar image to Ronnie Floyd that Ronnie says he don't have. And then if we come over here, well, looky here. We have Dylan Johnson. Not a friend of Tyler's. He had a hidden relationship with Lakeland 5 days after the incident where Tyler went down in his boat. He was in the car with Lakeland at the candlelight vigil for Tyler that I put on at the boat landing right here behind my house. And they had quite some extensive relationship after Lakeland collected her $30,000 GoFundMe and whatever she did with that money. But then they broke up, and looky here. There we got Lakeland and her new boyfriend, Clay Strickland, called by Christian Holden the day of the incident and is currently in a relationship with Lakeland Doyle. Put a 1 in chat if you're following if you're picking up what I'm putting down. And from what I understand, Dylan Johnson and Josh Johnson are not related. Is that what I'm understanding?
That's what I understand.
That's what our research told us, Mandy Brown. Thank you for your question.
But I know this wasn't planned, Duchess, but I just sent you a link and I am begging you to play it.
Ain't that something? He called by CH the day of the incident and then ends up being in a relationship with Tyler's wife. I mean, are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Because I don't know if y'all are smoking what I'm smoking, and I'm not even smoking anything, but I feel like I need to be after this because this is some craziness. I mean, it's crazy.
Oh, I would love to see that.
Mandy says there is a photo of them two, the photo of the two of them at a wedding together. I will find it in email. I mean, they might know each other, but I don't think they're related. From the research that we did, we could not find that they were related. Thank you for all the ones. Hey, Pam Richardson, it's good to see you. If I missed you earlier in chat, I apologize, darling. I hope you're well. Yeah, the 5 Canes, listen, and I believe that I do still to this day believe there needs to be a court-ordered DNA test. So I totally agree with you. And if you want to reach out to me, Michelle just had Nightbot to drop my email. Please feel free to send anything that you feel like is something I need to take a look at. Feel free to email it to me. Make sure you do put a heading in the subject line that'll get my attention so that I know that it's something I need to look at. Like if it's about Tyler or something like that, like let me know, because otherwise I might look over it by accident. I've got so many emails, it's ridiculous. Now, did you send me something over here on Facebook?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, let me go over here and look.
Out of the whole thing, I don't know which. There's 2 that bother me the most. I don't know if it's the one where she allows her brother to threaten Miss Linda, or if it's this one right here that I just sent you.
All right, here we go. Let's see. Is this on the Google Drive that you just sent me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. Let me get over here and open this up. Hold, please.
See, Miss Linda's beauty salon, you guys, is right there on the edge of the freeway. Her house is past Tyler's house, meaning she has to drive in the driveway and go past Tyler's house for her to be able to get home.
All right. Can y'all see my screen?
Wait,
Let me make it bigger. Hang on.
Understand why it took you to that and not directly to the video.
That's what it took me to.
Okay. Let me just, I can tell you which one it is. It is.
And there's a bunch. Lord have mercy.
I thought it would take you directly to that one, but clearly it didn't. But
I did just say, hold, please. Hold, please. I need to get that one on there. Hold, please. What a day.
So if you go down and you click the ring, okay, click into Tyler's file and then click into the ring videos.
Well, I mean, all of these rings are pulled up. So where's Tyler's file in all of this? All I see is a bunch of rings.
See, I don't know. Okay.
I don't know why it did not let me. There's one called Her Eyes MP4.
No, that's just because she's evil as hell. Well, that's my opinion. She was
there. Look at all these ring videos. I mean, there is a ton.
Is there a way I can share my screen, or it won't let me?
You can.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me see.
Yeah, you can share your screen.
How do I do that? Oh.
You just hit the plus button and say share screen, and then make sure you share your screen and your audio, and then I'll okay you to share it once you get that up.
Share.
And we appreciate y'all being here and letting us walk all this information back. It's actually a good refresher for me because there is so much in this case that is concerning that we have to look at, So please take the time to, if you like this content, if you want to see more of this, more cases and things we do over here on Dutch Girls, subscribe to the channel. If you want to become a member, please do. And if you don't, if you're not able to do that, you can like this video, and that's a free way to support this channel, and share these videos out. And Michelle just dropped the Tyler Doyle playlist. So if you want to get caught up on all the things, you can do that. All right, so AJ's sharing her screen. Let's see what we got here.
You can see it?
Yep, I can see it. Let's put it on full screen.
Miss Linda had already figured out a way to pull her car around and actually get to where she's going to leave. But here's the thing, you guys. This right here, where this tow truck for Dylan Johnson, for Miss Linda to get home, she has to go up, around, past this house, all the way back to her house. Her beauty, and she was on this side because this side is where her beauty salon is. So that's why I get so upset, because she didn't even know Lakeland was leaving. And when she left, one of his own friends came back and apologized to Miss Linda because she took the stuff to the storage and was trying to give away his clothes and shoes, and that is a fact. But they blocked Miss Linda's road to sit there and take everything that Tyler had, even down to trophies and stuff that he got way before he was even with this lady.
Yeah, she took all of his ducks, and then she didn't store them properly, and then the ducks started falling apart.
So think about this. Miss Linda has been preparing for this beautiful baby to come. This is, she should be able to drive by and eventually even see this little girl playing in the yard, all fun, and then this. It's not bad enough that she just lost Tyler, which she raised as her son, but then Lakeland is pulling this BS. Can you imagine?
No, I can't. I was infuriated when Shay called me to tell me as it was happening.
Yeah, because Lakeland told her she could come pick up. That's why she closed the shop early that day. Lakeland tricked her. Lakeland told her she could come pick up the baby. And then really it was just to put this in her face, because as soon as she got there, she told her not to touch the baby.
Yep.
It's sickening.
True story.
It's absolutely sickening. And I just wanted y'all to see, like, they were really blocking the road. It's just, it disgusts me. Okay. Thank you, Dutchess.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So you want me to go over these phone records with Tyler, or do we? No, she's still not letting him see the baby, Michelle. Nope. Unfortunately. Now, do we have time to get into Tyler's phone records? Because I know that that's quite a host of records that we got to go on. Is there anything specific you want to point out in that?
I think we're going to have to go over those like in detail. So if you want, we can do this again.
We can certainly do that.
It's a lot.
We'll do the phone records. And I also have, Denise, they do have grandparents' rights through the court, but they have to find out exactly what's going on with Tyler so they know how to pursue from that avenue. And being able to take this to court, they want to try to nip all of it in the bud, I think, at one time, and knowing where they're going to have to go forward in Tyler's case. Like, I mean, in my opinion, if I were in this situation, I would have already been knocking on the court's door demanding that there be a DNA test. Because if that baby isn't Tyler's, there'd be hell to pay. Because you can't collect life insurance and keep all of his stuff and try to say that it's somebody's baby if it isn't. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's imperative. So, Hey, La La Lauren. It's so good to see you. Thank you for being here. And also, next time I want to play some of those DNR videos where they talked about all of these resources for Tyler. I want you guys to see that for yourself, so you can see what they said they were doing versus the information that we have that proves exactly what they were doing. Because we have that, and it doesn't match up. They said they spent $100,000, but we could not. The math doesn't math there either. There's a whole lot of math
for the expense report, and they told me
Yes.
they don't keep track of the expenses. Then how the hell do you know you spent $100,000? And
they
that
got
is the craziest response I've ever heard in my life. How do you not keep track of expenses?
Yeah, how do you know you spent $100,000 but you don't track expenses? I mean, that doesn't even make sense to me. I can't make sense of it. Now, one thing I want to do before I close out, we have someone in our community that is a YouTube creator. And his name is White Boy Lockdown. His name is Matt. And Matt is in the hospital, and he is not doing well. He is a creator that makes a lot of us laugh. Some people love him. Some people hate him. I like Matt and Nicole. I think they're wonderful people. Matt was not feeling good over a week ago, and he thought he had a torn muscle and went to the hospital. And from what I understand, it turns out that he's got some type of infection that is actually affecting his heart. And he is very, very sick. He is very, very sick. And he is on important antibiotics right now. And he's fighting. This type of thing can actually, cause somebody to die without the treatment. And his wife took him to the hospital, and they sent him home. And it turns out that he has MRSA. And because the hospital sent him home without treatment, he didn't get the treatment in a timely manner. And she ended up taking him back because he started having fevers, and he was really sick, and it was just getting worse. And Nicole's worked in the medical field just like myself. And she knew that something was very wrong with Matt. And she immediately took him back. They ran the test, and it turns out that he somehow got this MRSA staph infection, and it has now caused him to have endocarditis of his heart. And y'all, he is fighting. He is fighting. And Matt really is a good guy. Matt and Nicole are wonderful people, in my opinion. Listen, we're not perfect all the time, okay? But in no way, shape, or form does Matt need to be suffering with this situation. And so he has been in the hospital over the last week, and he will probably be there for quite some time because he's going to need to continue to get these antibiotics round the clock. And I just want to say a little prayer for him, if you guys don't mind. Because I feel like it's just really important that we pray for our friends, and, well, sometimes we even pray for our enemies.
And not to be mean, but if you do mind, then you can log out because this is going to happen. We're going to do
Exactly.
this.
Exactly. So, Heavenly Father, if you guys would just bow your heads with me, if you're a praying person. And if you're not, please send up positive vibes. And if you want to say something positive for Matt and Nicole, please leave it in the comment section of this video. If you want to leave something in chat for them, I think it would really mean a lot to them.
Can I just say I love how supportive these people are that come to your lives, Dutchess. As soon
I know
as
we have
you have the best.
We do. We do. We have the best subscribers, members, moderators on these YouTube streets. And I love you guys to pieces. And I appreciate you giving me this time to say a prayer for Matt and for Nicole, because I can only imagine the stress that she is feeling at this time. So, Heavenly Father, I lift up our dear friend Matt and his wife Nicole. Please place your healing hand on them and grant them strength, comfort, and peace during this time. I pray for your divine touch to restore Matt's body and mind, and for you to bless the doctor's hands, that they are guided by your wisdom to bring complete healing and restoration to Matt's body. Grant them patience, and I do hope that Matt will recover. And just please keep Nicole. Give her strength and patience and help her to carry on and be strong for the both of them during this time of need. We can only imagine what every day, every hour, every minute looks like for them right now, Lord. Please surround them with your care, mend his body, lift his spirit, lift Nicole's spirit. In your infinite wisdom and mercy, provide the healing that he requires. And I pray that he feels your presence and that he finds comfort in your promises, because we believe in your power to heal, restore, and place all of our hope in your unfailing love. In Jesus' name, we pray for Matt and Nicole. Amen. Thank you for allowing me to pray for them. I do appreciate you guys being here to talk about part 3. We are going to be having part 4. I will get with AJ and I will let you guys know when we're able to schedule that. I was just trying to look over here at my calendar to see what I've got on board this week. Of course, we've got the Halloween Live on Friday, but if Sunday works for you guys, then we'll try to meet back here at 8 o'clock on Sunday. If that works for you, AJ, if for some reason that doesn't, let me know. Just message me, and we will get together and pick another day if we need to. Otherwise, we'll just plan for next Sunday at 8 o'clock, and we'll continue on to discover the truth and talk about everything that we know about Tyler Doyle.
Elizabeth, I will. Thank you.
Yes, give the big naughty chinchilla a kiss for chewing up your cord earlier.
Right.
So I hope everybody has a wonderful night. I'm going to play you guys on an outro. And if you guys would, if you have a few minutes and you want to go over to the comments of this video, I'm probably going to make a community post. And if you guys would just leave Matt and Nicole some positive thoughts and vibes, let them know that you're thinking about them. I know it would mean the world to them, because Matt needs to know that there are people that care about him. They really are two good people, and they mean well. Matt likes to laugh and cut it up and all of that stuff. But right now he's going through a tough time. And that's what we do here, is we got to pray for one another when things get hard, and they're going through a very tough time. So I would hope that during my time when I lost my father, there was a lot of wonderful people that helped me and prayed for me and was there to support me. And I really appreciate that. So we're going to extend that forward and try to help all that we can. So I'm going to reach out to Nicole and find out if there's anything that we can do for them, if there's anything that they need, and see if there's a way that we can pay it forward to them. So, and of course, it'll be on behalf of all of our wonderful members here. So thank you guys. Thank you, AJ, for joining me and talking about this case again tonight. And please keep the Doyle family in your thoughts and prayers too, because they certainly need it, because I know every day is one more day without Tyler and one more day without answers, and this family deserves to have
Christmas
closure.
is coming up. Yep. The holidays has got to be the worst.
Exactly. So I hope to see you guys for the Halloween Live on Friday at 10 p.m. And y'all take care of yourself out there. Make sure you hit the like and share this out. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye,
Bye.
y'all.
Good night.